semi-axle eyesight. Is there the high drive? Deep center. Go, go, go. We're out of here. We're out of here. Say ya, playa.
Just like they drew it up in Hollywood. Caladros, the 3-2. Swing and a miss! And the Audubon Green Wave have upset the Kingsway Dragons! And this is it for good! The Audubon Green Wave are back in the Final Four! A dog pile on their side!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to DW Broadcasting's coverage of men's varsity.
From our entire crew, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one, folks.
Welcome to Paulsboro High School, home of the Red Raiders. We've got a Colonial Liberty matchup tonight between the Haddon Heights Garnets with Dave Ritchie, the 400-win former head coach of the Red Raiders, now in a homecoming scenario for the visiting Garnets. The Garnets, the Group 2 powerhouses, they're 12-8 right now. They are sitting second in the Colonial Liberty division. Paulsboro right now sitting pretty at around an 8-12. These teams have inverse records, but the way they play basketball is going to be a highlight tonight. Dave Ritchie knows this Paulsboro gym like the back of his hand. He was the youngest Paulsboro head coach to lead his team to a state title back in the day. And now he's back to help Haddon Heights take down the Red Raiders on their home court. Darius Quarles, of course, one of the newer head coaches on the South Jersey scene. We've covered them before when they beat Woodbury 55-47 back in January. And now as we enter the final week of the regular season, as in 48 hours, all the PowerPoints will pause and we'll be able to seed our NJSIAA playoff brackets. We've got a good game tonight. Dave Ritchie and the Haddon Heights Garnets and Darius Quarles and the Paulsboro Red Raiders here on a tape delay broadcast of Colonial Conference Basketball right here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back after this. 15-10, Paulsboro, after Heights got that basket there. Goes Pandolfo for three, no good, a little wide. Paulsboro wants to go that way, and they're not going to get it. Referees are going to confer here. And they will turn it over. It will be Paulsboro ball. Hodges will bring it in for Paulsboro to Pandolfo. A heave to Milligan, now over the middle, into the corner. A nice setup for Pandolfo! Antonio Pandolfo drills it from outside, and it's an 8-point game. Pandolfo's lethal from 3 points, as that one's brought in by Damian Outerbridge. And it is 18-12. Pandolfo again to Milligan. Back to Hodges. Pandolfo cuts in. Shot is waved off for a push. Hodges lobs it to Milligan. Into the corner, Milligan again, back to Scott. They're doing more passing than they are dribbling, and sometimes that can be a problem, but Pandolfo airballs. But luckily, Milligan catches it, and now it's back to Hodges. Hodges cuts to the right. Nice pass to Milligan, doesn't go, and Paulsboro will retain the possession for a third time. Now it's Hodges. They're going to get a double trap and a foul on Heights. You had to do something in that scenario. You had to do something to stop that play. You know, I don't think they cared that they picked up the foul. It was just that they wanted to make sure that that play just didn't keep going into an endless loop. Milligan free! 21-12. Paulsboro not rushing it. It's going to be a nice game for them if they can keep on to that pace. Silvestri heaves it with one hand to Naglione. And Dave Ritchie will call a timeout. 4:01 left in the second. It is 21-14. Paulsboro out to a 7-point lead. We'll be right back. Well, the scoreboard in the gym just took a point away from Paulsboro. They are now scoring it as 20-14, so we will reflect that change after the timeout. They must have noticed an error. Milligan inbounds it for Paulsboro with 4 minutes to play and a half. Half-court trap, double trouble, but it leaves a gap open, and that will be, it looks like Heights ball. Actually, no, it looks like Ty Hodges will have it. But Paulsboro's been pretty diligent in making sure they get off the right shots, especially in the second quarter. And they're making sure they're keeping the Heights defense on their toes, especially with that 3 ball. They have really been nice with it tonight. Milligan, no. Milligan and Pandolfo, they both have been monstrous from 3. And there's just some times where you can't stop it, and the times that you can, Paulsboro's going to try to limit that. They're going to try to limit their bad shots. I think Heights, for a team that beat Paulsboro in all 5 of their last 5 matchups, that's going to be a nice 3 there from Drum. As they're going to get right back to work, but leaving a gap open for Milligan. Scott has contact. Heights not happy with the call, but they will call it the way it is. It looks like they are going to bring Hodges back. Again, I think, look, if Heights can figure out how to stop Paulsboro from the 3-point ball, then that's really going to be what matters in swinging this game the other way. But Paulsboro right now, they are really, really, really efficient at hitting that 3-pointer. And that's a nice layup from the guard, Ty Hodges, and it is 22-17. Just a few minutes shy of 7:30 here at the Paulsboro High School gym. Two fouls for Paulsboro, 3 for Haddon Heights. Paulsboro is going to try to intercept the inbound, and we're going to have a foul. This time it's going to go on Paulsboro. Can't fault Ty Hodges there. I mean, look, he went all out for it. Tried to intercept the inbound and tried to swing it the other way. There's just some times where there's that unavoidable contact that just ends up messing you up. Drum, pump fakes, back to Silvestri. Jake Silvestri, that is. Drum thought about taking a shot. I don't think you need a 3-pointer here, though. That's a nice pass in the paint, but just wasn't well executed. Double dribble on Hodges. That'll be the ball for Silvestri. Nice cut to the left. Bagley got blocked. Spin move by Pandolfo. 3-ball, little long by Hodges. Scott on the putback, got it. And that's the kind of shot that Heights has to work on improving if they're going to win this game. I mean, look, it worked for them the last couple of times. They got themselves a 10-point win just a month and 4 days ago. So what's the difference tonight? I mean, look, it was 57-47 the last time these two teams met. But Paulsboro right now is having a lot of great home field advantage, and not just that, but at the same time, they're also putting themselves in the right position to exceed expectations as an 8-12 team. You know, look, this game will matter in in great proportions for this South Jersey Group 1 Power Points table. Who knows how many slots they could get moved up if they beat Haddon Heights, because they're a Group 2 school that's favored pretty well in their own bracket. And then they play Pennsville, which is the number 15 seed, as we've got a foul, and it's going to be on Heights. Looks like Drum took a hard fall. About 33 seconds in the half. Tough defense from Hodges. He hangs onto it without a backcourt. That was a close call. Milligan up and in on the second bounce. 12 seconds. Goes to Drum. Back to Silvestri. Silvestri, no-look pass denied. Shot is waved off and it hits the rafters. We'll take a 10-minute break. Paulsboro, in an unlikely scenario, they lead 26-19 at the halftime break. We will take a 8-minute break and we'll be right back after this. Tommy D's Home Design Center has opened a second location on Creek Road in Belmar, operating in Philadelphia for over 25 years and now expanding into South Jersey. Tommy D's is the place to go for kitchen cabinets, countertops, and cabinet accessories, heavily discounted compared to big box retailers. Stop in, take a seat, and watch as our experienced kitchen designer makes the kitchen of your dreams right in front of you. Tommy D's is the best in the business for quality kitchen countertops and cabinets that fit all budgets. Call us today at 856-210-9504 or visit the new location in person on the corner of Creek Road and Harding Avenue in Belmar next to the 42 on-ramp. Garden State Pet Center is an independently owned full-service pet store. Our specialty is promoting companionship between people and animals by providing the healthiest product choices available, including all-natural foods, supplements that support and relieve health issues, and innovative products for pet parents. Our goal is to provide our customers with a relaxing environment, and while we're not striving to be the biggest store on the East Coast, we're striving to be the best. No other pet store will make you feel at home like we do. At Garden State Pet Center, we view pets as members of the family. We don't believe in fast, high-pressure sales, but instead matching up the right pet with the right owners, as you are making a lifelong commitment. Together with our team members, we would like your visit to our store to be both enjoyable and educational. Simply drop in and take a look around. View the birds, reptiles, small animals, toys, food, cages, and miscellaneous items. Learn of the services we have to offer and decide for yourself if this is the store you'd like to call your home away from home.
Victor Santucci, owner of Garden State Pet Center. Visit us today at 226 South Whitehorse Pike in Audubon, New Jersey. We're open 7 days a week for all of your pets' needs.
Here at the Paulsboro High School gym, we've got a good game in store for the second half. 26-19 in favor of Paulsboro. And this is not what I thought this game would be. I definitely thought that Haddon Heights would have had the edge, and it seemed like Paulsboro has just taken some early momentum, and they've really ran with it. I mean, look, for a team that has lost their last 4 games, some to arguably less formidable opponents, they have given themselves a good run of Heights' money. You know, look, this is a Heights team who has beaten some really darn good teams. They beat Sterling 57-52. They took down Paulsboro by 10 in their last matchup. They beat Woodbury, Audubon, everybody. They've taken care of a lot of teams, but the teams that they have lost to, Haddonfield, Holy Spirit, Sterling, Rancocas Valley, look, they're 6-3 in their own division. So on second thought, maybe these two teams are not as different as they seem. You know, look, 14-8 and 8-12 seem worlds apart, but considering who they've played and the competition they've got to go against, might not be that different after all. Mason Drum has this one in double coverage for the Garnets, passed up the middle, and no good. Layup was a little bit too long. Aiden Milligan, back to Hodges, back to Milligan, cuts to the right, brings it out to Hodges. Corner 3, Milligan. No good. And we're going to have a foul. Milligan on the inbound. Hodges in quick trouble. Off of Max Silvestri. Wow, no and one, but he gets the shot anyway. Can't complain too much about that. The no-look pass and the foul on Paulsboro. What I'm seeing from Haddon Heights right now is that they are being way too flashy. They are being way too flashy. They're trying no-look passes. They're going above and beyond, but they've only got 19 points on the board. You know, look, you can try to make the highlight reels all you want with those kind of flashy passes, but if you can't hit shots and you're losing, seems like Paulsboro is getting in their head a little bit. Hodges cuts to the left. Bounce pass to Robinson. I haven't seen much from him tonight. The main stars have been Milligan, Hodges, a little bit of Eric Scott, and Pandolfo. Hodges is going to chuck one up, a little short. Jalen Robinson keeps it in. Or Jamal Robinson, excuse me. Milligan's going to try to three. No good. Nice save in the corner by Maglione. Pandolfo's going to take it himself and a foul, but it looks like it's going to be an offensive foul. And indeed, it will be an offensive foul. A couple of subs coming in, including the younger brother of former Heights superstar Brendan Shannon. It is Evan Shannon, the 6'3" junior center. Not as tall as his older brother, but he still has it. Evan Shannon and number 24, Anthony Azari, checking in, as there's going to be a foul and a fall. It's going to be against Hodges, and Demir Outerbridge will go to the line to shoot two. Could make it a 7-point game if he hits both. First shot does not go. Second shot. That one does go. One's the 2 for Outerbridge. And it is 28-20. Pass to Milligan. Pandolfo thought about it. Now he goes. A little long. Last touch will go against Azari. Oh, Scott takes a fall. This is some physical defense, and from what I'm seeing, they're mostly letting these guys play out. Hodge is a little short. Scott hangs onto it, and now a foul on Heights. Paulsboro already at 4 fouls in the quarter. They are at risk of the bonus, but Eric Scott before that goes to the line to shoot 2. First shot from Scott goes. For Paulsboro, they've got 1 game in the regular season left. And in between foul shots, they're going to call timeouts, but Paulsboro, again, like we said, they are the 12th seed right now in South Jersey Group 1, and Haddon Heights, they could lose some spots, and Paulsboro could gain some spots in completely different brackets if they lose this game. Now, Haddon Heights is a little bit more of a rigorous schedule ahead. They play Camden Catholic in the first round of the Camden County Tournament on the 10th, on Saturday. They play Audubon on the road on the 13th after the deadline, and they play Palmyra on February 15th. But taking a look at those PowerPoints for the Garnets, where they stand right now in South Jersey Group 2 with the 14-8 record, they still have the 8 seed. So if they lose this game, Haddon Heights could very well lose that guaranteed home game in the first round to Oakcrest or Sterling, where, look, where they're at right now, they don't play any other teams for the remainder of the regular season in their South Jersey Group 1 classification. However, they play 2 in South Jersey Group 1, and that is Audubon, the 5 seed in South Jersey Group 1, and Palmyra, the 8 seed. As we said, Paulsboro's the 12 seed, and Pennsville is the 15 seed. So these next 48, 72 hours are going to bring a little bit of turmoil when it comes to who is in, who is out, who gets a home game, and who's got to travel. But that's the business we call show. Scott drills both. And it is 30-20. 10-point game for Paulsboro. The biggest lead they've held all night. But again, Heights, their big problem is they're trying to be too flashy. The one-handed passes, the no-look passes, they're trying to get on the highlight reel when in reality, that's not what you need. You need to make simple, to-the-point baskets. And they're just leaving Milligan wide open. That's short, but that's a major flaw right there. That's going to be a foul on Heights. Eric Scott with contact in the act of shooting, and that will give Heights their 3rd foul of the quarter. So Scott, in a deja vu-like fashion, goes to the line again. First shot goes. Bagley checking in the game for Heights, relieving Evan Shannon of his duties. It's been a high fouling 3rd quarter in this one. That one goes, and it is a 12-point, 32-20 lead. he stepped out. They're saying he stepped out. Naglione checks in. They're saying Heights stepped out, and that'll be a turnover. Milligan will take it in. A high pass gets deflected. Outer bridge blocked! And Eric Scott gets called for a foul. And the home crowd not appreciating the call. And Outerbridge will go to the line for the bonus, for the first bonus shot. That one misses. .333 in the third, 32-20. Made foul shot will make it 32-21, and he's got it. So Outerbridge makes one of two. From three, Milligan rolled over like the basket had saran wrap on it. From three, no, that's short. Nobody's been hitting their shots. Here comes Silvestri. Max Silvestri, no good. Crosses it over behind the back. And Heights stays alive with the possession. That actually was a nice pass. Outerbridge, he's got it. Ritchie calls a timeout, and so will we. 32-23, Heights trails by 9. Nine-point lead for the, I almost said for the Green Wave, for the Red Raiders. They've held the lead ever since the tip. Paulsboro has just had everything go their way. And not to say that they've gotten lucky, because Milligan hit a nice shot there. But Haddon Heights has not had the best defense for a team that, up until this year, was known for their defense. But Haddon Heights, look, 14-8 is the record on paper. But you dig a little deeper and you see maybe not all that glitters is gold. But a three-pointer there from Haddon Heights number 1 brings it to a 34-26 8-point game. Paulsboro has had a double-digit lead at several points during the third quarter. Here comes a chance, and an and one for Heights as this swing gets even louder for the Garnets from Naglione. And he will go to the line for the and one. And he converts. .34-29, now a 5-point game as Heights is slowly creeping in. They're going out for an all-out assault, but they left Paulsboro open for a layup. You can't do that. Haddon Heights, they are definitely playing in a scramble mode. Nice screen on the defense, or rather on the offense, for the Garnets and for Trent Bagley. But Haddon Heights is scrambling for points right now. They're nervous. And they're trying to get any shot possible And that ball will go the other way. Richie not happy with the call. But what do you got to do? Milligan. Back into the corner for Milligan. Play! He's been on fire tonight. He had 8 points in the first quarter, and he's contributed most of Paulsboro's offense this evening. Ball got tipped by Outerbridge and a foul. Paulsboro with their 7th foul of the quarter with still almost a minute to play. Silvestri trying to make his case. But Paulsboro has kind of halted that swing for Haddon Heights in its tracks. They looked like they had something going, and then it just got stopped right away. Eric Scott being taken out for the Red Raiders, Coming in number 21, Jeremiah Carr. Second shot does not go, goes 1 for 2. And on a scramble, Pandolfo picks it up, goes back to Carr, back to Milligan. Yes! I like that. Paulsboro is showing Haddon Heights they don't need to play under pressure, and Haddon Heights is showing that they do. Deep three, no good. I don't get it, though. Haddon Heights doesn't need to play this up-tempo. As Hodges brings it in. This is a really nice, sweet sequence right now. They're putting Haddon Heights on their toes, and they are leaving everybody on that floor uncomfortable. 10 seconds to shoot in the third. Into the corner. 3, no, he stepped out. They're just making critical mistakes, and Paulsboro's picking up right on it. 2 seconds. That'll be wide. At the end of the third quarter, Paulsboro has jumped out to a 13-point lead, their biggest of the night, 43-30. We'll be right back. Welcome to the home of the Red Raiders. It is 43-30, the biggest lead that Paulsboro has possessed all night. And Milligan brings it in for the final 8 minutes. I mean, look, this could be a big shakeup if Paulsboro comes into this game not as the favorites, but ends up shutting down the Garnets. As Milligan makes the 3, but does it count? Hold on. Is this going to be okay, so it will count for 3. Milligan with his 5th three-pointer of the night as Dave Ritchie making his case. Garnets will bring it in. Nice layup there. Had to get the airtime on it, but Look, the way Paulsboro is playing right now, they're playing really good basketball. And they realize, they're very conscious of the fact that Haddon Heights is making mistakes. And they're telling them, hey, we don't have to play in a frenzy. We don't have to play in a rush. We don't have to play in a hurry. But you do. So we're going to show you how. And obviously, Paulsboro is going to have to start thinking about clock management at some point with the lead that they have. Pandolfo, no good. Offensive board by Hodges on the missed three. He picks it up, gets it back. Layup, no good, but a foul. So it looks like Hodges will go to the charity stripe for two. First one for Hodges. It goes. No, it does not go. Right now, a 14-point lead for Paulsboro. Our next broadcast will be tomorrow at 7 p.m. between the Overbrook Rams and the Pittman Panthers in Tri-County action as we close out the regular season on DWB. Nice pass from three. No good by Drum. Here comes the breakaway by Carr. One-on-one in transition. Can't get it, and no foul. And now it's going to be a foul on Paulsboro. Here we go. Here's a chance for a three, but he cuts in instead. Three. No. Milligan. That'll actually be a foul on Haddon Heights. It's been a heavy fouling game. These refs are playing it by the book, and I respect them for that. I mean, you know, look, you've got a three officials crew here, and sometimes, you know, they just let the boys play. Like, I'm surprised that wasn't called there, but Hodges, a little long. Got a scramble. In the paint, jump ball. Possession arrow is going to go in favor of the Garnets. $14-point game for the Red Raiders. I mean, look, talk about in-season improvements. You played a month ago, and you lose by 10, and then you play a month and 4 days later, and you're up by double digits in the fourth quarter. That is going to be a foul on Paulsboro. And very unenthusiastic reaction there. Outerbridge will go to the line for some free throws. And I think a lot of these coaches are getting some heavy restraint, like Richie and Darius Quarles. You know, look, they know they're going to make their case, but they're going to stop short of getting a technical called on them or something. You know, you don't want to hurt the team. We have an air ball free throw, much to the delight of the Red Raider faithful. His second one. That does not go. Paulsboro tried to keep it in, and it will be Haddon Heights ball. Good effort by Aaron Scott, but it just wasn't meant to be. lot of commotion here from Quarles and friends. Here comes a bounce pass. Feeds it to Drum. Back to Silvestri. Naglione is open. In double traffic. Passes it out. Finds an outlet from the elbow. No good. Got fallen bodies everywhere. Now you got Hodges. Up. Forces himself in. Shots waved off. And they're going to call an offensive foul. Pandemonium. Wow. You know what? I do think that was the right call. A timeout's going to be called. They're going to talk this thing over. I think that was the right call because he kind of forced himself in there. He kind of flew forward. And I don't know what to tell you. I mean, there's only so far you can go with it before. I don't know. I don't know there. Again, I'm not a referee by any means, but obviously a lot of unrest. As thought I saw something going on here, but just a lot of commotion and a lot of upset emotions from not just the players and the coaches, but the fans as well. And, man, you just hope cooler heads prevail in a situation like this. Again, heavy restraint to not have any technical fouls called, considering some of the reactions we've seen. I mean, some of these guys, I've seen other games where they consider them to step over the line, but they're going to turn this emotion into positive reinforcement for Paulsboro. As all you've got to do now is you just can't shoot yourself in the foot, and the refs just threw out the fan. Well, that's the second time this year we've seen a fan thrown out. Salem Pittman, somebody got tossed, and this time it was one of the home faithful. Blocked at the rim. Passed back out. He'll go for three. No good. We've got a scramble. Paulsboro ball. And now Richie will call a timeout. What a crazy quarter this has been. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to catch our breath. 4:49 remaining in the fourth. 46-32, Paulsboro. .449 in the fourth. This broadcast is brought to you by Garden State Pet Center. Stop in today for the most organic and healthy products for your pet, including toys, food, cages, accessories, and more. Visit today, 226 South Whitehorse Pike in Audubon. 7 days a week, or visit online anytime at exoticpetsnj.com. Milligan, that's going to be a 5-second violation on Milligan. You can tell the pressure's kind of building a little bit where the intensity of the home crowd is now getting to both teams instead of just one. Corner three. No good. He picks up his own offensive board, goes back to Naglione. Good! That'll be a foul on Heights. That'll give both teams their fourth foul as Scott checks back in, Carr checks out. So now the next foul for either side will give the respective team the bonus, even though we've got over 4 minutes left. Here comes a steal. Silvestri's got it. Foot was not over the line, but it's not going to matter as the putback goes. And they have now cut it to under double digits again, 46-37. Pandolfo knocks it in, 48-37. I mean, these guys have basically been running gunning for the past 15 minutes. The fact that a lot of these starters are still in the game surprises me by all means. He's going to go for it again, no good. Rebound Scott, double traffic, no foul and no steal, and that foul is caught by Christian Aquino. Well, Christian Aquino, the college commit to, I believe it's Shippensburg University. He's an offensive lineman. He's not known for making catches. And wow! We have heavy contact with Ty Hodges, and a swarm of Paulsboro fans came around to defend their guy. Hodges being attended to. I thought we were going to have something boil over here, but Hodges will stay in the game, although you could tell he's wincing in pain. I think he took a shot to the abdomen or something, as the athletic director, John Giovanetti, takes a quick seat and mops up the traffic here. The referees are going to talk this one over. Ty Hodges they're going to take Ty Hodges out of the game, and now they're going to put Milligan back in. So hopefully he is okay, and that's the main focus right now. That is obviously the main concern, and Milligan will take it in. Pandolfo. Foul on Heights. 48-37. So now, Jamal Robinson drills his first. .3:31 to play in the fourth. And that foul on Haddon Heights did give Paulsboro the bonus with 3:31 left. That's good. Three. Good. And that brings it to a 10-point game. But now there's going to be a foul on Nagliani. Again, Paulsboro has to think in terms of clock management here. They've given Heights their sixth foul, and that will bring Milligan to the line, who's been the star of the show on the Paulsboro offense tonight. What matters for the Red Raiders is making sure that you don't have any turnovers. Dave Ritchie calls a timeout. 3:13 left in the fourth quarter, 50-40 in favor of Paulsboro. We'll be right back. We are back, and Milligan goes to the line for 2. Man, what a crazy game this has been. 50-40. Milligan hits his first. Let's take a look at those divisional standings. The Colonial Patriot Division and what's at stake here. But look, you know, Haddonfield is obviously the undisputed winners of this division. They're at 22-1. Heights not far behind. Paulsboro in 4th with Sterling in between, and then West Effort and Haddon Township. I mean, look, Haddonfield lost their first game of the season last week, the Central Regional. They probably would have gone undefeated if they didn't schedule that game. I mean, they're just that good. But they're a team participant kind of club where everybody's going to get a very decent leverage in terms of scoring. Scott picks up the board. Milligan goes flying into the barriers. That pass goes to Hodges, but it almost went awry. Hodges gets double trapped. Pandolfo has it into the corner for Milligan. No, he stepped out. Just over 2.5 minutes left, and if Paulsboro comes out with this one, they'll improve to 9-12. Haddon Heights would fall to 14-9. That is a foul on Paulsboro, and that will give both teams the bonus from here on out. As we said, Paulsboro only has 1 game left, and that's tomorrow versus Pennsville, and then they've got a long break before the playoffs where they might play Audubon. Haddon Heights, 3 games left on the schedule. Saturday at noon in the first round of the Camden County Tournament versus Camden Catholic. Audubon on the 13th for their final road game of the season, and then they close out the season at home in an out-of-conference game versus Palmyra on the 15th. No good. He misses both. Milligan has it. Pandolfo barely hung on to it after a scramble. Now he's going to bring it out. Milligan, again, you don't really need to take shots here. You don't need to take too many of them. You don't need to take that many shots. You just need to gas out the Haddon Heights defenders, really. That'll be a kickball violation. It'll be on Heights. This will be a long bus ride home, though, for Haddon Heights if they lose this one. I definitely thought that the Garnets were going to take the win. But instead, it ended up being the case where Paulsboro has taken home court advantage to a whole other echelon. Here comes a steal. Scott falls down, and Silvestri misses. Silvestri again fouled. No good. So he will get 2 as now both teams have 6 fouls, that is. 108 seconds left in the 4th quarter. This broadcast is brought to you by Tommy D's Home Improvement, the place to be for all things wholesale kitchen cabinets and countertops at greatly discounted rates. Visit today on 612 Creek Road, next to the 42 on-ramp in Belmar. And again, our next broadcast will be Overbrook and Pittman on Friday, February 9th at 7 o'clock, and then we will have Pittman and Collingswood women's basketball Saturday the 10th at 11:30 a.m. from the Collingswood Gym. Double trouble. They get out of it, and Bagley is slow to get up. He gets back on defense. I think I just saw Dave Ritchie do the talk-the-talk symbol to the fans. He made a direct signal to the fans. Oh, I see. Trent Bagley, he fell and his nose was bleeding. You could see him on the sideline there, on the far sideline. He's got a tissue over his nose. That's in for Heights. And Richie calls a timeout. I don't know how many he has left. They don't have it on the scoreboard. But we'll keep it here. 1:21 left in the fourth quarter, 52-43. So Richie was making the argument that Bagley was hurt and he had a nosebleed on the sideline, or his nose was bleeding, and then he was slow to get back up. So he was wanting an injury timeout, but he didn't get it. But then he's just standing on the court and he's making these motions to the fans who are yelling at him. And I don't know about you, but as a head coach of a basketball team, you're not supposed to make those kind of gestures to fans. I'm not saying it was a mean gesture. He just kind of, he did the thing where you put your thumb on the bottom, and I don't know how else he can describe it. He's just like, talk the talk. I don't know how else he can describe it. You put your thumb on the bottom, you put your other four fingers on top, and then you're playing hand puppets. But I don't think that's a very kind move. I mean, again, I could be very wrong. I don't know if I know the context of the situation, but a coach is also supposed to stay off the floor unless unless the play is dead. And he was both feet over that red line on the floor. I don't know what to tell you. Milligan brings it in on the inbound. It'll go to Pandolfo. And again, they're just gonna try to play clock management as best as they can here. But it seems like they're trying to avoid the foul. I guess Heights is trying to avoid fouling, and that's what they just did. Not much to describe that one. That'll be a foul on Bagley, who is back into the game. That will bring Hodges to the line. He'll shoot two. I don't know what the referees are discussing here. Are going over to the bench, and looks like they made a clarification there. So Hodges will go back to the line for two. 52-43. Paulsboro looks to make it a double-digit game again. 9-point lead, make that 10. Few subs coming back in as Bagley checks out. Drum checks in for Heights. Looks for a good shot from three. No. Under a minute to play. 53.8. Milligan. Again, they're trying to avoid fouls here. It's a 10-point game. They're trying to knock down the clock, but that's a big mistake right there. Here comes a corner three. Good. And that could start a huge swing if they continue that momentum. He pushes through, and a foul. And a timeout, it looks like. 35.9, timeout called. We'll take a quick break. 53-46, Paulsboro. Well, 35 seconds remain. And Paulsboro takes the inbound. He's got a hand on him, and that's a foul. That'll be the 8th foul for the Garnets. I mean, this game is basically over, 53-46, with just over 30 seconds remaining. What do they always say? The last minute of a basketball game is always the longest one. Hodges gets his first. The other 4 for Paulsboro back to cherry pick this one. With just over 30 seconds remaining, he drills his second. That clock started a little late after the three-pointer bricked a foul. Actually, was it a foul? I thought it was, but who's it on? I don't know. That was weird. Well, this will do it. Paulsboro, after losing by 10 in their previous matchup, comes back home and turns Haddon Heights around. 55-46, a 9-point final. Ty Hodges with the last possession as the buzzer sounds, a huge win for Paulsboro, as this win alone and an upset could propel them pretty high in South Jersey Group 1 as they go into the final game of the regular season tomorrow versus Pennsville. 55-46 the final. Paulsboro takes this one by 9. From everybody here at Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, our next live stream, an actual live stream, not a tape delay recording, will be tomorrow at 7 p.m. versus the Overbrook Rams and the Pittman Panthers. 7 o'clock from the Pittman High School gym. Our social media coordinator, Anthony DePalma, our graphics crew, Gavin Van Rel, Caleb Landon, Liam Nolan, my wonderful producer, Vincent Folks. I'm Dan Wilkins. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Have a good one, folks.